I've played a lot of Gun Game, like a lot. Over the years I've played more rounds of shooty advancey than I'd really care to admit, piling on probably well over 300 hours in Gun Game across the majority of the titles that have included it, with my most played version of the mode actually being in Infinite Warfare, in which I'd say I probably spent in the ballpark of about 100 hours in Gun Game alone. It is one of my all-time favourite modes, which is weird considering I really don't like free-for-all game modes. Anyway, the Infinite Warfare version of Gun Game was, in my opinion, the best. Spawns were pretty decent and couldn't be controlled by standing in one specific location. There were 4 or 5 different rotations, so the guns weren't always the same every single game, and the weapons were often augmented with attachments and variants that helped to divert gameplay from simple old pointy shooty to having to know what is coming and how to handle that weapon and the situation at a moment's notice. So when Gun Game recently got added into Black Ops 4, I was ready to play. I slapped on my gamer glasses, grabbed my Doritos and Monster, ready for a long, hard session of everyone's favourite game mode. Why does everyone insist on de-ranking me? So I played a few games here and there, and I was starting to notice something a bit off. Something just didn't feel right. I thought it might have just been me, but I didn't know, so I whipped off my gamer glasses and no, it's still there. Maybe my screen needed to be cleaned. No, I didn't fix it at all. Upon further inspection, I figured it out. It's fucking shit. I don't know why, I just can't quite put my finger on... Wait. Yes. Yes, I can. Spawns in Gun Game are awful. They are just bad. I feel for any free-for-all players out there, because if the spawns are like this in normal free-for-all games, God help you all. People just seem to spawn in the most problematic areas, and they're very easily predicted. If you're not spawning in front of a gunfight that's already happening, people are spawning all around you. It seems a bit weird that every time I turn around there is somebody that's just spawned ready to take my face off, or have their face taken off. See, it's weird because hectic moments are what makes Gun Game and free-for-all on that note so great, as you balance healing, movement, cover, and taking on multiple enemies to take advantage in the game and go forward through the tiers. However, when the spawns are this jacked, these situations become less thrilling and more, oh boy, I can't wait for that next ruin to creep up behind me and kill me while I'm focused on 2 other people in front of me. The worst part is that many maps can be spawn controlled. By standing in a certain location, it can force people to spawn in certain places near you, meaning you can pop out roughly every 10 to 15 seconds and score an easy kill. This is present on pretty much all of the maps I've played so far, and it's not fun. It's not fun for the guys being spawn trapped because, you know, most of us have been in that situation, it's really not nice. Or for the guy doing the spawn trapping, it's boring to just know you're guaranteed to win that encounter because you know when he's spawning and where he's spawning. I'd like those natural heart-pounding encounters with multiple enemies, not to control where and when they pop back into existence. This sort of situation really just shouldn't happen. Weapon variety in Black Ops 4's Gun Game is a big old nope from me. The weapon variety is interesting for the first game or two, but it eventually just becomes going through the motions, something which Gun Game should never really be about. A good third of the weapons in the selection feel very lacklustre, with notable ones being the Hellion, the Spitfire with its operator mod, the Koshka, SDM, and the list goes on. The worst part is that Treyarch could probably add another rotation with the weapons they've missed, or at least mix up the entire weapon pool to create a few different ones. I have no doubt that the DLC weapons, when they do eventually come, will be in the weapon rotation when they release, because, you know, you've got to encourage people to have that spending. But having one weapon set when Infinite Warfare offered 3 or 4 different weapon sets, just with the base weapons, that's not including the DLC weapon sets. They rolled randomly when you start the game. It was good, but this feels like a major downgrade. Some weapons really just don't work well either. The Hellion feels like the rocket is made of cardboard. The Mozu desperately needs a speed loader, because if you don't kill with that first mag, which, I mean, it's a possibility, the start of Gun Game is hectic, have fun trying to fight back, because you're going to spend most of your time reloading and then dying. The Koshka just feels kind of weird, maybe it's just me, it could be, but it just feels quite lacklustre as a rifle. The SDM feels really sluggish without its scope, and the iron sights are god-awful. The variety is just really not there. After about 5 or 6 games I got fairly bored of the weapons, and again it felt a lot like going through the motions. The gun game map pool is predictably all of the games in the map. This is fine on Firing Range or Summit, where gun game functions fairly well, minus easy spawn traps, but God help you on Icebreaker, Frequency, Gridlock, etc. The spawns are just all over the place, and the map is far too big, and the structure is just... it doesn't complement the number of players or the game mode. It's very easy to get a janky spawn on the far side of the map and have to sprint all the way back to the action, and even then it seems half the lobby is miles away. The bigger maps definitely need to be pruned from the playlist, or they could cut them down in size. I know that's been done before. Gun games should be about constant action, not struggling to find people. Your heart is beating, your legs are shaky, arms are heavy, mom's spaghetti. You pull out your knife, you are in the top spot, and you are ready. You were born for this. You can feel it in your toes. You're going to hit the sickest bank shot 720YY fakey ladder stall matrix tomahawk to win the game. You hit R1, your teeth gritted in anticipation. And there's no tomahawk. The final weapon's a knife, a bog standard knife. See, everyone loved the tomahawk because it was the fine balance of both skill and complete luck. If you were good enough, you could chuck the tomahawk at someone and get the kill. But if you were lucky, you could hit something really cool and really unexpected on someone you hadn't really even aimed at. Now with a knife you just have to kind of run around until you find someone either too unaware to hear you, or too incapable of aiming properly, or confused by some of the really lacklustre weapons, and just stab them. It's the ultimate buzzkill to an already stale weapon roster. I understand that equipment recharge and all that stuff is now in the game and it's different from the previous games, but it can't be that hard to just adjust that variable for one item in one game mode. A great round of gun game is topped off with a great tomahawk kill, and it's a million times more satisfying than just running through someone with your knife. And I don't know what Treyarch are doing. The first week or so of the game felt fresh, new, and it felt really fun to play, but in the last week or so, it feels like the quality is slowly but surely slipping. I realise not everyone plays gun game and not everyone cares about the finer details of balancing a party game mode, but gun game can be ridiculously fun. It's easily one of the best party game modes that was ever introduced in Black Ops 1, that's why it's continued to come back every year. It's just not there yet in Black Ops 4. Also, quick note, gun game counts towards your KD ratio. Now, KD isn't everything, and it's definitely not as important in Black Ops 4, well, at least that's what they're trying to say, but it's nice having a decent KD, everyone can agree on that. Gun game is a party mode and has never contributed towards your overall KD from what I can tell since its inception in Black Ops 1, so why does it suddenly now count in Black Ops 4? I don't know, it's beyond me. Gun game needs some serious changes to bring it up to par, because at the moment, it's not gun game. It's unfun game. Thanks for watching. Gun game is a mode that it's always been close to my heart, but oh boy, Treyarch sure have messed it up this year. If you've enjoyed the video, leave a like and tell me what you think could be done to improve gun game in the comments below. Also, what do you guys think about other modes being introduced, like One in the Chamber, Sticks and Stones, you know, those sorts of things being added into the game in the future. It could be cool, sound off with your say in the comments below. Also, if you have any sort of video concepts you'd like to see from me, feel free to leave it in the comments, or you can join our new Discord, which is open and ready for your perusal. You can come join, hang out with us, chat, play games, listen to music, suggest stuff for new videos, pretty much anything you want. Anyone is absolutely welcome to join, and the link is in the description of this video. Don't forget to check out the channel whilst you're there. There's a lot more content coming soon with a big focus on Black Ops 4 and Red Dead 2 at the moment, along with some other games coming in the future. Subscribe and hit the notification button to always be the first to see the next video, and join us on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.